Dear Diary, the authorities have removed the pair of black pants from the couch. There is no longer any place for me to sleep. I have vomited 3 times in protest, but there is no sign that anything will change. My only other hope for rest is on the computer keyboard, which is nearby, but sadly no one is currently using it. I will wait. Dear Diary, my food dish is now only half full. It is obvious that I will soon starve to death. I have repeatedly tried to draw attention to my predicament with the authorities, but they are clearly either stupid, deaf, or just cruel. This may be my last entry. Dear Diary, it has come to my attention that the authorities have 2 hands that seem to have made it the sadistic policy only to pet me with one of them at a time. Half of love is just low, which is how I feel. My spirit is breaking. Dear Diary, I've decided to plead with the authorities to rub my belly. I think it'll do me good in my current condition. I would like to receive 2 rubs exactly. A 3rd one and I will bite the shit out of them as per protocol. Wish me luck. Dear Diary, the water dish continues to vex me. The authorities seem to taunt me with this cruel liquid that has neither smell nor distinguishing visual markings. A sad anniversary. This is the 900th day that my nose has been unintentionally wetted. Dear Diary, yesterday I put in a simple request regarding the door to the garden, but seemingly out of sheer spite, the authorities refused to hold the door open long enough for me to decide whether to go outside or inside, or outside, or inside. Dear Diary, the authorities have punished me for taking a crap on the living room floor. This despite my efforts to distribute the litter evenly throughout the house. I am convinced that they are madmen, devoid of reason. Dear Diary, the squirrel was back again today. It mocks me. I will try and release my mind from this torment and groom myself for 4 hours. Dear Diary, I have been stalking an insect on the wall for the past 3 days now. All of my attempts to capture it have been thwarted. However, today, on further inspection, I found out that the insect was in fact a thumbtack. There is no logic in this place. Dear Diary, it is 3 in the morning. The authorities have closed the door to the bedroom. I can only assume that they have forgotten about me and have left me here to die. As a last resort, I will stand post for the rest of the night and sing the song of my people in hopes that they rescue me. Dear Diary, when the authorities poop, I have tried to poop in the bathtub litter box with them in a show of solidarity. I have yet to experience any gratitude. Dear Diary, my attempts to destroy the terrible plant have all been for naught. Somehow, almost as if by some evil magic, a new one has appeared in its place. I will have to start over now. Like Sisyphus, I am bound to hell. Dear Kitten, since I have hissed at you the customary 437 times, it is now my duty as the head of the household to begrudgingly welcome you. Perhaps you are here to replace me, but I must do my duty and educate you on your new surroundings. You should be aware that there are 2 kinds of food. The first is sort of a dehydrated brown niblet. I think they gave us these because they're training us to be astronauts. Just a guess. The second kind is wet food. It is so special they keep it in little armored metal casings that no claw can penetrate. With no claws to speak of, the humans can somehow open them. It's like some dark magic. This is a bit of an awkward subject, but you realize that the humans don't bathe. I mean, they do have tongues. I've seen them, they're giant. They could clean your whole back in one licking, but they don't. I mean, this is gonna sound weird because I'm so much older than you, but I have never been licked by a human. I mean, I don't need it. I know what I'm doing, but I worry about them. Dear Kitten, under my tutelage, you seem to have gotten the hang of this being a kitten thing. I've taught you well, but you may wonder how I became so knowledgeable. It may be hard to believe, but I too was once a tiny buffoon, much like yourself, but cuter than you. Like, way cuter. Kind of ridiculous, actually. I learned many things in those early days. But perhaps the most valuable lesson of all is that the wet stuff is the best stuff. I came up with that. The first time it touched my lips, I knew I had chosen the right human. Talking is overrated. The mouth hole is where the food goes. And nothing shows that the human loves us more than her offerings of moist, delicious wet food. It says so much more than she could ever say. And I reciprocate. I've brought them 2 mice, 4 crickets, and a half-eaten spider. Don't ask, long story. But trust me, based on how fast they grab those things off the floor, I think that they appreciate it. What is that? A little catnip. What the heck, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Why does the air taste purple? Hey, little Tinkerbell. Where you going? Where you going with that tiny hammer? Why is there 3 of you?
Sorry about that. I must have passed out. So is this a good time to tell you that while I was on catnip, I may or may not have pooped in one of your shoes? And I'm not sure which one. You've probably noticed that there's a new thing in the house. It is called a dog. At first, I assumed it was just a very ugly cat. Charming in his own way, but terrible breath. Awful. So, Kitten, here are some things that you need to know. Imagine a cat. Now take away independence, cleanliness, and intelligence. What you have left is basically a dog. You might see me get a little ninja crazy town now and then. You know, like a... Don't get freaked out. I'm just expressing dominance. You might hear the phrase, a dog is a man's best friend. That is, frankly, incredible marketing on their part. I don't know how they did it. The dog is the sort of creature that will decide whether it should put something in its mouth by putting it in its mouth. They even eat those weird brown dehydrated pip nuggets that the humans give us. Don't get mad. Let the dog eat all of our dry food. If it gets caught, it gets put in jail. And right then, we can enjoy the moist deliciousness of the can without interruption. It's a gambit.